Hi, it's Bernie Slavin. Thanks for joining me in YouTube live. We're going to go live now on Facebook. Hi, it's Bernie Slavin. Thanks for joining me in Facebook and YouTube live. And thanks as always to sponsors, Galaxy Blinds, Cornerstone, Ultimate Windows, Cleveland Systems Engineering, Ocean Lighting, Dovecot, Advanced Utility Solutions, GRS Insulation, and TGM Cars. The team last night was, I'm trying to straighten this up, but it's a bit wonky, Tom. The team last night against Chelsea in the semi-final second leg down at Stamford Bridge was Glover, Engel, Clark, Fry, Van den Berg and Foz, Howson, Belazer, Crooks, Hackney and Rogers. On the bench was Gilbert, Dick Steele, O'Brien, McNair, Coburn, Jones, McCabe, Bridge and Belongo. I'd no doubt it was never going to be easy going to Stamford Bridge. Although we were a goal up, we know they're a Premiership outfit. We know they've spent a fortune. Individually, they're all very good players, but as a team, they've not really shown this season. But the manner in which we defended, for me, was amateurish and to a degree humiliating. I mean, we were messing about in the wrong areas. We're inviting pressure. And we were looking for trouble. We were severely punished. As I say, the defending was woeful. We got what we deserved, and that was getting beat. We were poor on the night defensively. I cannot understand how. I know we do it in the Championship, and we've got away with it in the Championship. There's been times we've been poor in the Championship, but we've got away with it because the teams are weaker teams and not as good as Premiership teams, i.e. Chelsea. But despite the goals, we never changed it. You know, I reflected on I don't know if anybody's got the power on the pitch in our team to change it if things aren't going to plan. So what I mean by that is the coach, Carrick and Woodgate and whoever, set the team up, set the tactics up. And if it's not going to plan, which quite clearly it wasn't, you know, we were hoping to go there 25 minutes, half an hour, don't concede a goal. Well, lo and behold, first half we're getting beat 4-0. The game's over and done by. But we never changed it. We kept continuing to pass in the wrong areas, inviting pressure. It was suicidal. It was ludicrous. I mean, Albert Einstein, the great philosopher, he used to say that insanity is doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. And that was us last night. When they scored 2, we're still in it 2-1. Change the tactics, hit it long, squeeze out, start rattling a few of them. I never seen any really vicious tackles and no leaders. There was no leaders. It was always going to be tough, but last night we gave them on a plate. Our defending was awful as a unit. Sterling made 3 of the goals. Well, we gave him the goals, but he was making great positions, taking up, hugging the line on the right. And then second half, for some obscure reason, they put him on the left. Wasn't as effective, but he tore us to shreds down that side. He was getting behind the wing back, and he was squaring the balls, putting them on the plate. First one, obviously, Howson put in, but it wasn't his fault. He couldn't adjust his feet; he was too quick. And then after that, it was just it was a nightmare. Defensively, a nightmare. Getting beat 6, getting beat a couple of goals and getting knocked out, but it was just the manner in which we were beaten. The fans. Absolutely amazing. Turned up in the droves. I was there. Turned up in the droves, made noise throughout the 90 minutes and after. But I felt sorry for the travelling support that we didn't put in a shift worthy of the fans. I mean, this 90 odd minutes, John fanning about with the ball. I keep using that word, fanning about with the ball. Wrong areas. The keeper, if he throws it to Clark and Clark's not comfortable, which quite clearly wasn't, the defence carried the can, but the big Clarkie, who got praise on Saturday, was the only one to get praise against Rotherham, bottom of the league team. He played the first ball in there, get cut out, bang, bang, goal. Then he get caught again, another bad ball. What about the keeper going, do you know what, I'm not giving to him? Or Clarkie saying to the keeper, I don't want it. I'm having a mare, of course, a couple of the goals. I don't want it. It's just to agree. It's senseless to a degree. We never changed it. Yeah, going back to Bruce Rioch used to give us the tactics, and he would say to Tony Mowbray, the captain, who's obviously now Birmingham manager, Mugger, this is, and he'd say to the team, this is the plans for the day, this is the tactics, but if they're not going to plan and I can't get my message over, or use players don't think it's happening or it's not happening, give the authority to Tony Mowbray and says, you change it on the pitch. If it doesn't go to plan thereafter, we'll talk about it the next day and we'll sit around the table or whatever. No, I didn't. If I was out there last night with my experience when I played late on, I would have took that on board and thought, do you know what? Hey, sack this, fanning about, get it long, squeeze up, start booting a few of them, change it. We're still in the game at 2 when they're 2-0 down, but once you go to 4, it's good night. We might have well jumped in the train and headed home north. So frustrating. And I don't think that the preparation, the Rotherham game was good preparation. Yeah, you can blame, oh, we've got injury, we've got this, we've got that. Rotherham are crap, the bottom of the league. We huffed and puffed and struggled and get beat down there a few weeks ago. So you can make all the excuses you want. I played in teams that get whopped. I can't remember getting beat 6. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but 6 is humiliating. And the manner in which we do it and keep making the same mistakes and messing about the back and inviting pressure, it's kamikaze stuff. Anyway, it was frustrating. It was really, really frustrating. Mohammed says, even better than Joseph Slavin, you okay? And well, hi Mohammed. Brilliant last night. The fans, the goal we let in, the goals we let in was embarrassing. Morgan Rogers took his goal very well. It was a great goal for Rogers. It was a nothing goal really, but it was a very good finish by Morgan. I think he'll be gone before the window closes. The other 10 million added on his price tag. I hope he stays at Middlesbrough. Talking about Morgan Rogers, right? He was the only one that was really shifting about, trying to back in, being aggressive as a forward. Had a good shot first half. It was going to keep bottom right hand corner. This was at 0-0 early doors. Keita made a good save, and then he had to take another shot, and then he scored a fine goal. And he made it himself. He's got it inside left. He's travelled, brought it a bit outwards, checked in, curled at bottom left hand corner with his right peg. It was a great finish. Do I think he'll go? If Aston Villa, by going with the reports, have made 2 bids, I'm sure they'll up it to a third and I think he'll be gone. What I don't want to see, I heard Pete on the train yesterday, him going and it's a late deal just before the window closes and then we go, oh, we can't spend the money. We can't get a forward in. We need a centre forward. Playing as a nose in your face. We need a centre forward. Rogers up front, yeah, he's filling the gap. Is he an out-and-out centre forward? I don't think so. Latty Laugh, is he been setting the header like to come in? I don't think so. Young Coburn, should we be relying on a 20-year-old to get us through this season? I don't think so. I keep hearing this boy, what's his name? The young lad for Notts County, Longstaff. I keep hearing his name getting branded about. I'm thinking, well, why are we not in for him? Worth a punt, worth a gamble. He's 26. He's come up the hard way through non-leagues. He's went down there, 40 odd goals last season, 21 this season. He'll be a tough lad. And people, I can hear people saying, yeah, but he played in the 3rd division, whatever. I played with Albion Rovers. They were equivalent to 3rd division. I was 24, he's 26. I came through the Northern League. It toughened you up. No, like with a gold spoon in your mouth and best training facilities and come through the ranks as a young kid. You know, I keep hearing this, will he fit, no him, but any player we signed, forward or whatever, will he fit in? He has to fit in. Did Pero fit in? Is Latty Laugh fitted in? Did Jordan Rhodes fit in? For me, I get what you're saying, but hey, all the other lads, some of them can pass it better than others, some of them can beat men, some of them get crosses, some of them endurance levels are amazing. But the one thing you can't do is put the ball in the net. I don't care what Longstaff's got. If he costs $1.5 million and he's banged in 40, which is a record in that division, and 21 this season, his team scored 16 total, he's going to come to us, play with better players, better standard. The goals are the same size no matter where you're playing. I'd love to give him a go. $1.5 million. What's that? Peanuts. Pero, £5 million down the Swanee, down the River Tees. We couldn't play counter-attack with Crooks up front, Benito. The other thing, David, you're right. I mean, Latty Laugh's got pace. I think his touch is heavy, and I think he's rash when he's throwing goal, but he's got pace. He was missing. Jones, we know, was missing on the right. But you know what? all the danger was coming down our left-hand side. I think I was losing count of the goals. I was saying, was it 4 or 5? It was embarrassing. Getting beat's one thing, but it's the manner in which you get beat. And as I say, we looked at the strangers last night. Don't forget, I'm at the game and I've got a better view rather than watching a away game on the telly. Movement was poor, hold-up play was poor, no pace. I watched the players when they went 2-0 down, 3-0 down. I've seen about 3-4 players on practically bent over looking at the ground. The players I played with would be going, hey, come on, let's give the back, whatever. I didn't see any of that. But if I was a Chelsea player looking at our players bent over, showing the frustration and how gutted they are, as a sign that you're giving in. No, as I say, Rotherham wasn't good preparation. Some of the fans, we should have had a penalty. What, we're really relying on the referee's decision to get us a victory against the worst team in the division. Last night, it was a golden opportunity to get to Wembley for the first time in I think it was 20 years. And we blew it. We didn't nearly get there. We blew it and it was disastrous. But as I say, doing the same drills over and over again and no changing it in 90 minutes, if the coach is not going to change it, somebody out there has to take the authority and say, do you know what? I'll carry the can. You do this, stay that, and change the dynamics. Don't want to play it square or 10 yards outside our area. Get it long. Never happened. We just kept going through the same motions, kept giving them the ball, let them have shots. They could have scored 10. We couldn't play counter-attack. Yeah, we mentioned that too slow. Got to be honest, Bernie, I was embarrassed watching it there. It's the right way to get beat, and that wasn't it. In reflection, I'm sure the players will know. If I was playing, I'd be saying the same things. I always say this. I used to go out after games and they would say, bad results. I say, we're garbage. I was garbage, the team was garbage. It's not me telling the truth. I know you're meant to lie in this day and age, but it was embarrassing, humiliating. The manner in which we gave the goals away and keep doing the same thing over and over again for the duration of the game. And we've got away with this season. I've seen it. We ain't Man City. We'll never be Man City. We've not got the calibre of play of Man City. We shift it too slowly at times. We get it. We look up. We look at the key. We're going to play at the angle. It's too slow. It's too deliberate. Do you know, I think they watched clipses against Rotherham and before that. And I knew Palmer. I said, Palmer missed a couple of sitters at our place. I said, if that kid gets a couple of chances, you'll put him away. He did. He scored 2. Every goal was gifted Trevor Charvel on a plate. Couldn't watch second half, sorry, but couldn't Steve Sanderson. My son was like that. My son lives in Edinburgh, he's a big Middlesbrough fan, and he was threatening not even watch it. And I've said, watch it. No, we might get back. I said, well, watch it if we let it go, and he chucked it at 2. He says, that's it. Nice to Yusuf Borough fan getting press releases on celebration of Morgan Rogers going all over Twitter. Mohammed, yeah, well done, Yusuf. Yusuf's massive Borough fan, if you don't know who he is. I think he comes from London, he travels the country following Middlesbrough, who he supports, and great loyal fan, and yeah, brilliant, he gets a bit of coverage. Hi Bernie, 4 goals given away by self-inflicted poor play. Chelsea fan base has become soulless. How did that atmosphere compare to 88? If that's what billionaire money does to your club, I don't want it. A few people saying that round about me, Paul. Yeah, the lads I was with, a couple of lads I was with, big Cal and company, Cal was going, he was saying it outright when they were 4-0 up. Listen, I said to the Borough fans, and listen to this slot, they're 4-0 up, you think they were getting beat 4-0. Our fans were still giving it big ones and getting behind the team and singing away. And Chelsea fans, yeah, it's like going to Old Trafford. I go to Old Trafford several times last year, the year before that. Fairly flat, muted, no good. But the supporters were let down last night, without a shadow of a doubt. There's a way of getting beat, but as I say, when it becomes embarrassing and humiliating, which it was. Any player, if any local press go to the players and ask them, and they don't come out with those words, if they say, we're unlucky, or no, somebody had to wake us up. It never happened. We just gone through the procedure, same old tosh, pass, boring, taking chances, taking risks, suicidal football, kamikaze football, and we get well and truly punished. As I say, it could have been 10. That's no over-egging it. It could have been 10. Our supporters were magnificent, singing there throughout the game. In the last game, I hope Borough bring in a couple of players before the end of the transfer window shuts this month. Well, yeah, it does. We've got a week, 31 days in this month. So we've got, what, 7 days? Is it 7 days? Never good at maths. We've got about a week to get a player or two in. We need a centre forward. We know that. I've mentioned the lad Longstaff. People keep mentioning it to me. And if I had £1 for everybody, says, what about Longstaff? Let's get him. We need a striker. I'd be a millionaire. I'd be loaded with quids in. My gut is we won't get him. Maybe certain people are embarrassed about getting him because we let him go as a kid. We brought him in and get rid of him. No, you go and pay £1.5 million, maybe. Oof. He's worth a gamble. He scores goals. The guys we've got don't score consistently. Can't hang your hat in any of them. They're good at other things, but putting the ball in the net regular is not one of the things that they do. Even barely nicer, the Chelsea fans to smash a windscreen on my work colleague's coach while the police stood and watched. This is for Nathan Williams. And done nothing, icing on the cake after last night's results. Fans and work colleagues stuck down there for 26 hours. Sorry to read that, Nathan. Oh, hey, there's a bad lot down there as well. I'm not saying they're all bad guys, the Chelsea fans, but hey, they've got an element of hooliganism. I mean, we'll have an element as well at Middlesbrough and Newcastle, Sunderland, all over the country, but it's awful. Why would you do that? Your team's won. Why would you put... They probably looked at something that gives it away that you're up north. Why would they put windows in and abuse somebody's vehicle? It's a joke. I mean, it's just rogues, tow rides. As Paul Baz would say, yous get rolled like tarmac. That's a fair assessment, Kieran. I can't even bite back at you, Kieran. Yeah, so as Paul Baz would say, yous get rolled, obviously yous meaning he's not one of us, get rolled over like tarmac. Playing about our own 18-yard box, never work. Get the ball forward early and keep it away from a goal. Gary Bickerstaff. But Gary, what I'm saying is, we've done it since Carrick came in. Last year we were quite good at it. Well, we were very good. Well, we were good all over the pitch. We had better players, sharper, faster. Giles would bomb up the left, get the ball away, carry it. We've not got that quality of player. Last night, as I say, we just looked like there was no game plan. That's what it looked like. For when I was sitting, when in the second half, I thought, somebody's don't even know where we're going, where we're meant to play it, where we're passing it. We're getting robbed of the ball, they were nutmegging us, they were flicking it. They were doing all the tricks. This was at 2 or 3 up. Stephen Matthew Frost, big shout out to the fans, best about for by far. Made the hairs stand up in the back of my neck, very proud up the Borough. Should have put ball in the stands rather than trying to play out. But as I say, it's up to Stephen, it's up to somebody out there. The old saying, cliche, you go over the white line, you know, the manager's helpless, you can't hear them, there's 50,000 or whatever. Somebody take the ball on and say, do you know what? Fuck it. 2-0 done. Let's stay in it. Let's stay in the game. Let's stay in the competition. Don't let any more in. Let's change the dynamics and then we'll talk about it. Just launch it, push-ups, and we'll talk about it at half-time. But we never. We went 4-0 down. 4-0 down. I turned off second half Enzo. Well, Enzo, you're right. I'd have put my telly through the window if I was in the house. The impressive thing about that game, after the fans, was Morgan Rogers playing how many times? Have we heard speculation about a player and they either don't want to play or they're out of the light? After that, I struggle. Blazer should have been off. Hackney along with Howson. Foz up front. That was for Nick Henderson. Nathan Walton says, good evening, Bernie. As of what I've seen against Rotherham and Chelsea, we are a long way off Premier League. But last night, look, one-off games, like Scotty's team playing English team, one-off games, anything can happen. Anybody can beat anybody. But once you play them 2 or 3 or 4, then you play them throughout a season, it soon, it splits the wheat for the chaff. Then you find out where you are, how good you are. We get eaten alive in the Premier League. This squad, we get eaten alive. Don't forget when Carranca went up, people were saying, "Oh, we're going to do this, do that." We won 4 games in the Premier League because Carranca was negative. He played defensive football, but even in the top flight, the good defenders crumbled, and we were letting goals in for fun. Yeah, as I've said this throughout the season, even when we're winning, I still think we'll finish outside the top 6. I've seen nothing to change my mind, unless we get a striker or two in before the window closes, and my gut is we won't. I don't think we will. And if this kid, no kid, he's 26, if the lad Longstaff gets snapped up, they were talking about Sunderland the other day, again speculation, if he was to go somewhere like that and starts banging in goals and we're still huffing and puffing and hitting pigeons off stands and that, then you'd have to ask the question, what's going on? 1.5 million. Think about it, 1.5 million. In the professional game, that's cherry bobs, peanuts. I agreed, Bernie. Carrick really showed a naivety last night, and should have started with 5 at the back and keep it tight. 5 at the back, keep it tight. It's been a great run for Borough, but last night's game was the most embarrassing performance. The manner of it was embarrassing. I'm sure the players would have been embarrassed. We're not trying to demean them even greater, but it's a reality. That's what it was last night. I've seen it in a long time. It's the worst I've seen in a long time. But I normally rise to the occasion. Not last night, unfortunately. Onwards and upwards, as for Tommy Walker. Yeah, we need to learn from last night. Really learn. You know, one of my mates who stayed in the hotel, he looked social media this morning, said something about Michael Carrick says he encouraged him to play at the back. Not for 90 odd minutes against a crap team. A team that's hammering us, battering us, putting us to shame, putting us to the sword. You can't just keep doing it. No, Postecoglou, yeah, he plays football and people say, oh, he played against Chelsea and they get done 4, was it, at home? People had a go at him. Oh, I'll stick to my principles. Principles and morals are great. But if you're getting done the way we were getting done and torn apart, shredded, like a dog with a rag doll, you have to change it. I love nothing better than football. I wasn't a tough man, ruffled feathers. I like to try and play, cross the ball, beat a man, score a goal, create a goal. Couldn't he really tackle? No, heart size the line, nothing like that. But there is a time you have to change it. It was just frustrating for everybody concerned. We were so close. You know, well done to the fans last night. Not just last night, all the fans that travelled up and down the country over the course of the tournament, the League Cup. No, don't forget we travelled miles away, 5 hours travelling, all that crap. And the fans done it. I know a lot of the fans that went in the buses and travelled there. I felt sorry for them because they're the real fans that has been at every game. No, I was invited to this game with Borough fans. And I thought, do you know what? Yeah, I'll go, big game. Don't like Sunderland's, I don't like Chelsea as a rule. Let's turn them over in their own backyard. And I even took my 88 programme when we played Chelsea and relegated them. I took that as a bit of luck, but obviously superstitious fool. Sunderland and Middlesbrough both beaten by Premier teams. Most of the goals conceded by both teams were mistakes. Look, Mark, most goals are mistakes. You get the odd bit of magic, somebody turns 25-yarder top corner. Every goal that's scored in the main is mistakes by defenders. But we would put them in a plate. A gold plate at that. There you go. Put that in. There you are, Sterling. Get that. Square that. Let them tap it in. Rumours have it Rodgers going for 8 million and City have 20% sell on. Also Hackney to Spurs for 19.5 million. Seems a lot. Well, the Hackney one, I've not heard that one. But Rodgers, I would say, if I was a betting man, I would say Rodgers going to go. I seen a wee quote for Carrick saying, well, yeah, was it, he's sure that Rodgers is going to be here or he's with us at the minute? And yeah, until the window's closed, I don't believe anything. I remember Gordon Strachan, I think it was about 2 days to go before the window closed, and he says, oh, Adam Johnson, this is Strachan, excuse me, Adam Johnson's gone nowhere, gone like that overnight, Man City. Play at the back like we did, asking for trouble. Well, that's what I'm saying, when fighting pressure, it's suicidal football, it's gambling, kamikaze stuff. This pass. I mean, Chelsea done it, but what they did, they passed at the back and got up to our halfway line. We were passing and going nowhere. We had nobody hit up front. We had no pace to hit it wide. We were trying to play it through the middle, which is gambling. They were intercepting because they know how we play now, and nicking it off us. And no, it was bad. It was bad. Joey Henry. she's a ardent Borough fan, travels the country, and I don't even need to ask, she'd be there last night. Hi Bernie, left Borough at 11:15 Wednesday, got home 4:15 this morning, too many errors, you can't play out from the back. Against this quality Chelsea, have we move on? So there they are. Joey's critical, but said we'll move on, and of course we move on. We need, and there's no excuse against. I heard some people saying, "Oh, they're for 10 days rest," which they have. That's beneficial to them. Well, we're going to have nearly 2 weeks rest or whatever before we play Sunderland. So let's see if we're refreshed, revitalised, and up for it. There's no excuses of that. I'm fed up hearing these excuses now. Oh, we get this, we get that. That should have been this. Let's forget whatever's going on. We've still got a squad of players. They're meant to be good enough to compete in the Championship. So let's carry on. And Sunderland's not exactly vibrant at the minute, is it? Excuse me. We're all fat and no poo when it comes to signing players. Wow, David Kay, what a sort of a description that is. Jamie Ellison says, would you persist with playing it out from the back, Bernie, or would you knock it on the head? I'll tell you what I would like to see. And did I see it last night? No, I seen a couple of efforts. Right. The keeper gets the ball. The full-backs, if you're playing full-backs, pull as wide as they can. If they sleep in or their forward player is more inside, play it to the left back or right back, and when they get it, let it go across the body, to the touchline, across the body, take a touch, and play it up the flank. There you go. Whip it. Because the guy in front of him, so see you're on the right, you play it to the right side, the right back. He gets the ball, he opens out, lets it run across his body. Foz, who's in front of him, tucks in when he sort of comes in and drags the player in with him, and then he turns and goes for it, knowing that the right back's going to whip it up. I'm not talking about hoofing it, I'm talking about whipping it, curling it with inside your boot, right boot or left boot. That's for me what we used to do. That was the number one thing under Rear. That was the game plan. You get the ball, throw it to the fullback if you can. If he opens out, it's going to be played up the line. We all knew we didn't play off the cuff, off the hoof. And then when you played it if you played it over the top, the midfield lad would automatically turn and go and help in and squeeze up. I didn't see any of that last night. So I'd rather get the ball and play it up there. At the worst, play it and then launch it. As I say, we're not very good at it. We can keep doing it till we're blue in the face. It's not going to happen because we've got away with it time and time again. I remember when I seen Dieng coming into the team, first couple of games, and I like Dieng. In the first couple of games, and I says he's going to get chipped, and then he's messing about the ball, and then he did get chipped. And I think he hit the bar, or went over the bar, and then there was one that almost went in. But again, it was just messing about the back. I honestly thought, right, last night, I didn't think we'd have took chances against Chelsea. I know we've done it in the Championship in the main. I seen the Rotherham game, the keeper coming out, Glover. Was it Rotherham game? It was their throw in, and the keeper was so far out his box, he ran on, got it, and threw it in. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. What's he doing? What's he doing? What benefits is that? Hackney's not leaving in this window. I don't think they're leaving this window, Hackney. And Hackney last night, he'll see last night again. He's not played a lot against Premiership teams. He'll see last night how tough it is. There was one, I think it was the boy Palmer, turned, swivelled and nutmegged him. Second half, up in their left. There was one that somebody, I think it was Palmer again, backheeled it for their third goal, I think it was. Part of the education. Mark Smith, I won't be watching Chelsea. I can't, it's too small the writing on it, I'm sorry. I know you people coming in, but it's too short. I can't read it. Bernie went to Rotherham at the home, watched Chelsea on TV, can't believe Glover plays it out short every time. But Morris, so okay, and I can't. But obviously Carrick's influenced that, and he's done it for he come in, and at times it's been great, at times it's been awful. Last night was the biggest disaster ever. But it's up to the players, whether it's Glover or Van der Berg or Clark. I don't want the ball. Don't want it. Hey, no, I don't want it. If he gives it, ping it back to him, say I don't want it. And let him know we ain't playing that game tonight. We just played into the hands. It was men against boys. That's what it was last night, men against boys. I hope we don't sell Rodgers in the transfer window. That's for Andrew Hill. People say on the train, oh, let's get rid of him, let's get 10 million. I said, well, what happens if we don't spend the money? And then they sort of hesitate. What I don't want is a fan. I'm a fan now. I don't want to cash in with a player down at Rodgers' quality, especially when he scored, 5-6 goals in this tournament. Last night was a great goal and he proved he did it against Chelsea. I don't want him to be sold 10 million quid just before the deadline. He goes, then we can't spend any money. The window's closed. We'll keep it for the summer. I've seen it happening at clubs up and down the country. That's no trick in it. David Kay says, has to, mate. Orders from the manager. Coach. Carrick's the coach, not the manager. Tony Mowbray's the manager. I've seen something on social media today. I don't know what it was. It was was it a paper, magazine? Manager Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick's not the manager. And you might think, oh, manager, coach, the same thing. No, it's not. No, it's not. David Longstaff said it's been a problem all season. We can't adapt to any game. I was thinking last night, what would a Warnock have done there? I don't think either could beat 6 last night. He'd have definitely changed it. He'd have definitely changed it. Might have get beaten, knocked out, but not in that fashion. As I say, I admire principles and models. I've got them myself. But things in football like that, you need to change it. Get your boots back on, Bernie Bryan. Oh, dear God, what my walking boots? Yeah, I was out tonight. I enjoyed getting back to the north. Back in training this morning. I was out this afternoon. Loved it. Back in God's country. This mess about the back is shit. Chelsea, still shit. Simple as that. That's for David Ditchburn. I'll tell you what's going to happen now. We play Sunderland, right? This is what's going to happen. We're going to play Sunderland. We're going to fanny about at the back. And the fans will start losing it and start booing. I've lived here long enough to know what they're about now. The fans will be going, "Oh, hey, cut that out. You're joking, aren't you? Don't be doing that." If we do it and get caught, by God, there'll be a riot. I'll be on the pitch. No, seriously, that's what's going to happen. The majority, I met loads of Borough fans. I had my hood up, people are still going, all right, Benny. I met loads of them and they're this messing about the back before and after the game. Fans will tolerate it for so long, you get away with it for so long. But last night just highlighted, if we went into the top flight and fannied about that, we get done, we get battered, we get torn to shreds. We can play at the back against championship teams, not against the big boys. We're no Man City. David, but I've seen us in this championship this year, last year we were better than this year. I've seen us getting away with it time and time again. But we don't get flustered, we just say, oh, keep doing it. Look at Rotherham. They just came and says, right, we'll clog it up, we'll tackle them when we can, let them have the ball at the back and pass it all day, but they ain't going to get through us. And we struggled against Rotherham. Again. Even in Bernard, if you can't try it, that's what you call a shocker. Just glad we play Sunderland next so the fans and players have another big game to look forward to. That's right. I tell you what, it's a sort of a blessing for me. Not for me, for the team. That we ain't playing Birmingham, Mugger's team. They're on a high. There's no beat, I think, since Mugger came in. He's got them up there, vibrant, back in form, tails up. I wouldn't imagine going there and getting done then with playing Sunderland. Watched the whole game. We made mistakes, yes, but the fans were amazing throughout. We move on, we learn up the border. Andy, that's what we hope we learn. But the fans pay to watch the players. The players don't pay to watch the fans. So it's the players we should be focusing on. But because we're so... The players pay a lot of hard-earned cash and travel commitments and get messed about and train delays and have to stay overnight and sleep rough or whatever, back to cars, back to... They're paying a lot of money to watch the players perform. And last night they did not perform. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. I probably again, Peter says the same about me and the team I played in certain games. You just need to take it like a man. Yeah, a man, it's man's football. Take it like a man. The criticism and come out with Sunderland, roll your sleeves up, start getting in, start leadership. There's no leaders. No leaders. I've said that for years. I don't know if it's a modern culture where you're not allowed to shout at each other or point the finger or grip somebody and say, come on, get your finger out. I don't think you can do that now. I don't see any of that. Team that started the second half should have started the game. Howson playing Pat midfielder, Pat centre back, in order to accommodate Van den Berg, covering Foz, not being able to play wing back was a disaster. Playing wing back disaster. Tactics felt too clever. Good run, nevertheless, and Carrick still learning just to cover when so close up the borough. That's for Jason Marsh. And Trevor Chavel says that anybody but Chelsea. I know, Chelsea of all the teams. I'd rather lose to Accrington Stanley, so would I, than them. Can't stand them. Beat us in 3 cup finals when we relegated them in 1988. They put bricks through the coach window. It's not a nice thing to say, but they are the lowest of the low. It was funny last night. There was a guy next to me, past this ginger Chelsea fan who was. I went with a group of lads, and the lads are obviously big Middlesbrough fans, and we ended up in under the bridge, which is Chelsea. And when we went in, the guy says, "I can tell your accent right away. You know, more or less Cockney Southerners. Make sure you don't shout in about Middlesbrough. Keep it low key and all that." And we had to abide with that. But lo and behold, when they did a draw and the first came out for won something, like a raffle type thing. First guy to win it, and the guy up there went, I think it was John Holland's his son that hosts it. He says, come on then, it's a joke. Is it Chelsea a Borough fan? Known 99% Chelsea. Went, I'm a Borough fan, up the Borough, now we're all booing. And it was a bit embarrassing. But yeah, we were in this Chelsea end. But there was guys like Kerry Dixon. I've actually took clips that I might put on YouTube in the next couple of days. Kerry Dixon, who played in the 88 game, he mentioned that game. He mentioned that he was a bit jittery a bit last night, you know, because we'd played well in the first game and 1-0 up, and he was saying, let's be a bit cautious. But yeah. Matt will say, now barely disappointed not to be going to Wembley. Justin matched Chelsea on the day, 6 shots and target 6 goals. Can't do anything against that. Now it's time to focus on the league. Don't begin as that one, Mark. Focus on the league. We're out the cup. That was getting in the way and all that crap. The league, we were concentrating on it last Saturday. Time to focus on the league and push for the playoffs. Up there from Borough. Also, Borough fans were absolutely class last night. Till the end from Matt and Jojo. Matt and Jojo, I tell you, these guys go all over the country. They listen, watch this. I'll take it on the bus or whatever they're travelling. They go to every away game, cup games, league games, must spend a fortune, invest a lot of time watching their beloved Middlesbrough. And I sympathised with them last night. We're on that coach that was smashed last night. Sorry to read that, Joe. That's bad. Disappointing into the cup run. Yeah, as I say, when fans, it's all right singing and having a go at each other for a distance, but once you start fighting and scrapping and putting windows in and smashing things, destroying things, you're an idiot. Half-wit, toe rag, should be banned. It's only Leeds I hate more than Chelsea, Dave McNally. I don't really hate anybody, I dislike Chelsea, I do dislike Chelsea. Would rather take a gamble on Langstaff than spend 1.5 million for Greenwood with his loan deal ends. Come on, we need a striker. We let the Championship's top striker go, number 1 striker. 2 years or a year and a half of huffing and puffing, not doing the business. Then he flourishes and he's absolutely magnificent. 29 goals, top scorer, golden boot. See you later. I get the business point of view, but you need to replace him with somebody half decent. And I've not seen anybody. We're going into February nearly. I've not seen anybody to fill his boots. So that's what rattles me as a forward-thinking guy and an attacking player. Come on, the most obvious position, the biggest. We know we're maybe not got the money. I get that, but there's this guy that's banging in goals. Somebody locally ask the club, ask Carrie, or ask the coaching staff or director of football, why are we not? Are we in for this guy? If we're not, why are we not in for this guy? I said the other night. I remember Kevin Phillips. We never even asked Kevin Phillips. He's the best striker in the country. We never asked him. He lived up the road. You could throw a stone where he lived. And this boy's a local lad. He's from Stockton, so he's this area. He wouldn't need any time to settle in. He would instantly settle in. Some other guys come that we sign this summer, they'll take a year to settle in, a season. This guy will come up and go, hey, happy days, I'm back where I belong. Would rather take a kind of yes or Leinster. I am optimistic we beat Chelsea 1-0 first leg and get demolished second leg. I feel we shouldn't have lost by 6. This is for Sean Cooper. I think it shows the club's levels against Premier League, doesn't it? I feel we shouldn't have lost 6. When I read Cooper, I thought it was Tommy Cooper. You're joking, John. We could have done 10. They were walking through us like knife through butter. Every time they'll put the ball behind the fullbacks, getting them behind the square balls. Thank you very much. Tap-ins. There you go. No. As I say, the club's levels, well, against Premier League clubs, we're not good enough. People saying, let's get promoted. By God, we need to spend some money. But at least if you get promoted, you get money. And if you come down, you get money again, even for failure. Bernard, did you get free parking last night at Chelsea by pretending to be a chief executive again? Michael Saunders, yeah, Michael, that's a... Yeah, it brought back memories. I went there with Ali Brownlee at Chelsea, doing the commentary. And we were struggling for a parking space in London. It's obviously difficult and it's very expensive. Now he says, Bernard, we're running out of time. He used to call me Bernard, Ali, God rest him. He says, Bernard, we're struggling. Let's, we'll blag it. Underneath Stamford Bridge is a car park. So I said, what are we going to do? He says, leave it with me, Bernard. And I passed it last night. I actually pointed out the lads I was with. So we pulls up in this old clapped out Century car. And I'm thinking, Ali's driving, so he's nearest the security guard. The window goes down and I turns away in embarrassment thinking, how's he going to blag this? There's no chance. And he goes, hiya. And the guy says, can I help you, sir? And he says, yeah. Middlesbrough Chief Executive Keith Lamb. God rest Keith, right? But this was what Ali says. So I was meant to be the chief executive. And I daren't turn round. I'm thinking, he's just going to laugh in your face. Next minute, the barrier goes up. We park underneath. Marino's went in his players there. There was that Attenborough, it was in that Jurassic Park, was it Attenborough? We were parked next to his big roller in this clapped out car, but well done to Ali, got us in. Yeah, so we didn't need to find a parking space. Couldn't park the train last night. Howson was poor. Howson was poor. You can't cherry pick one player last night. You tell me somebody that was good. I thought Rodgers was one player that the goal, the shot, took players on, trying his damnedest. He was the only one that came out with any merit. The rest, no chance. Championship football is slow compared to the Premier. Mark, I played in both. I played in the top flight for Middlesbrough. First division, second division, I played in them all. Yeah, it is a bit slow, but they're meant to be more physical. When we played Rotherham, they were putting the boot in. We never get near them last night. I think there was one foul on one of their players, first half. We never get near them. It was heavy rain, nice skimmy surface, and it's conditions to go and tackle, slide in and take them out. We never did that. We never laid a glove on them. Darren Dye said, it feels like fans have accepted mediocrity, Bernie. Not sure how fans can applaud that performance last night. It was awful. No matter who we're playing. Rodgers will be sold letting the window, I agree with that, and nobody else will arrive. You can see it coming. That's what I think. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you come on here and say, you don't know what you're talking about. But that's my gut. I go with my gut. And that's what I think. Rodgers will go, window will close, not got anybody else in, and then we'll just plod on to the end of the season. Yeah, so mediocrity. Some fans do accept mediocrity. Are we punching above the weight? There's a question for you. I've not heard that this season. I've heard it every other season. Are we punching above the weight? Should we be in a better position where we are? Is Sunderland still above us? Surely not. I read yesterday that Sunderland, Birmingham and Derby are interested in Leinster. Well, that's obviously paper talk and no smoke without fire and all that, but if Sunderland or Birmingham, Muggers team, or Sunderland got them, forget Derby, and we never, I would have to question what is going on. Especially if it's 1.5 million. It's peanuts. As I say, we have to get the right fit. I don't care if he's a bad boy, whatever he is. If he bangs in goals, he's good enough for us. We've got nice guys in our team. Can do this, can do that, but they can't score goals. Regular. Can I hang your hat on them? This guy's banging in goals at that division. As I say, the goals are the same size. He played Northern League, he'll be a tough lad. He's a Borough lad, Stockton lad. When I looked at his age and I looked at what it was about and where he's come to, he played with Gateshead as well as Birmingham St Thorn there. I came through the ranks. All these kids now, they come through the development and they're all mollycoddled and looked after. You put some of the kids now that's at Middlesbrough who are meant to, in a couple of years' time, develop into first-team players. Put in Northern League. They'll soon find out they're in the game of football. No playing in the best pitches, changing in dressing rooms that's caving in. Guys kicking them for fun, no giving any respect whatsoever. That'll make the man of them. Cal says, hi Bernie mate. Oh, Cal. Not very good in the second leg. I thought you were going to say second half. I was going to say white milk. What about the first at all? They got it all wrong, but credit the fans tonight. But as I say, Cal, the fans were magnificent. When I went in, I was looking at them and these two guys appeared, two Borough fans, in the Chelsea end saying, Bernie, help us with this banner. Anyway, they did it themselves, but they rolled out this big banner within 5 minutes. Security guards were on the case, get it up, get it off, get it down, get it out. And they obliged. The guy was nice about it, just says, lads, you can't do that. This is the Chelsea end. So the Borough fans we could see, and then when we sat down, we were away in the corner, we couldn't really see them, but we could hear them and see the smoke and the... yeah, supporting them to the end. I think the fans, probably some games away from home, the Borough fans are booed. There's been remonstration, people having a go at players over the years, I mean. I think last night, because it was Chelsea, I think they were just so traumatised. They thought, we're not getting into Chelsea off it. We've done it on it, we ain't doing it off it. And they stuck right behind them. They were still singing. Chelsea, everybody went off the park, they were still there. Then McNally says, didn't Vardy come from the league? Yeah, he did. There's another example. 26-27, Vardy came in. Banged the goals in England caps, done a lot. Brilliant, magnificent, won the Premier League. That's what you can get. They don't always have to be mollycoddled and nurtured for 9-year-old, 10-year-old and come through the ranks and all this. As I say, if this kid was Langstaff, I've never seen him personally. I've not even seen clips, but I look at his record and I think, wow. When people look at me, Scotland's top scorer, who does he play with? Albion Rovers. Who the flipping hell are they? Second, third division, Scotland. That way, I could score up there. Garbage, man. I come down first 4 years, never missed a game. Banged in goals, played games galore. Every division. It can be done. They need a chance and an opportunity. I was 25 grand. This lad's, that's equivalent to $1.5 million in the modern game. If that's what it costs, get my finger out and go and get him. I don't know who signs your strikers. By God, if it's some garbage, some donkeys over the years. Morgan Whittaker from Plymouth. Why can't we get him? Well, it's another name thrown. Well, is it? We're talking about and conversating about players that we have heard of as banging in goals. Surely our recruitment is aware of these guys. Surely they've watched them and probably say, oh, is a good character, bad character? Can he pass the ball? Can he hold it up? We've got players that can do all that, but they can't score goals. Regular. This guy obviously can. And get into the Championship, as I say, the goal's the same size. If you've got the instinct, you've got it. If you're natural, you've got it. Aston Villa are interested in Rodgers. Meanwhile, they're trying to offload a striker. Surely makes sense, Nathan Walton. Oh, 10 minutes already, dear me. Timmy Leake says, is there a lead on the pitch? Because I don't see it. Timmy, there's no lead on the pitch. You can get guys that lead by example. Howson does that. He's getting on, but he does it get taken off. I think he was peeved off last night to get taken off. I thought he'd done half decent and worked his ass off, his backside off. But no, we've no vocal leaders. I'm not saying you would hear them last night, but you don't see anybody. You would be able to tell with even for a distance, if they're turning at somebody and rotting them, or if they're remonstrating or pointing a finger or clenching their fist. I don't see any of that. I don't see any of that. Too nice. Last night, from the off, I'll tell you what we did for the off I couldn't believe. I thought we'd go and look at the Villa game. I'm going back to the Villa game. 20 odd minutes, sitting, compact, frustrate them, get the fans on their case, you know, and try and keep it as tight as we can and really, really frustrate them. We went for it for the off. First 7-10 minutes, we were going up the right wing with a shot, corner, and I'm thinking, it's a great start, but it soon disappeared. That was it. Why didn't we just keep it tight, frustrate them, even bore it in a degree? We don't care. We're still 1-0 up for the first leg. But we just went at it for the off and then we left gaps all over the park. I mean, I couldn't defend. I could get back, but when I was back there, I'd have to tell the lad behind me, keep me right, where I'm going, inside, outside, whatever. But last night, Sean Cooper, we even had a message from Janino saying he would look forward to the final. I think he was optimistic too. Then get done. Then get done over. Well, whoever got Janino's quotes, ask him what he thought of the game. Dennis Warren says, no one looked like they knew what they were doing. I looked 60 minutes into the game, I was thinking, we're playing off the hoof here. We're playing off the cuff. There's no real... some of us didn't know what we were doing. We certainly weren't telepathic, a million miles away from that. And this is one of the things with chopping and changing, obviously forced injuries and PO Asian Cup. I get that. But we just looked like a team of strangers last night. No one looked like they knew what they were doing. This is for Dennis Womack. I don't want to see all this tippy-tappy football trying to play out from the back when we constantly get caught out of doing it. There's no way we will be anywhere near the playoffs with this team. No consistency. Consistency is a word that we've not got that yet right. At times, Carrick doesn't seem to know what to do to turn the game around. He's still a young coach. The players have, as I say, the players have to take responsibility. If I'm out there last night and I'm an experienced guy, and after the second goal goes in, I would do what Ray done to Mugger, because that would be logged in my head if I'd went through that, and I would say, right, forget what we've been told, we're changing it. I'll take the rap. Just go with it. Listen to what I'm saying. More experience. I didn't see any change. We just kept doing it again. Over and over again. Pass, get to Clark. Clark back to the keeper. The keeper slows it, hesitant. Oh, and then he gives it to the right. And then he comes back. They must have been... They could have had the cigars out last night. They probably did after the game. Tippy-tappy. The thing is, I've been saying this all season, no now. Last night, in a perverse way, I'm thinking, do you know what? We deserve it because we've been fanning about all season and we've got away with it and away with it. Now we know you play good teams, and if you've got any ambition to go higher, you need to polish up on all this. You need to shift it quickly. It needs to be sharp, zip it. And last night was the perfect conditions. It'd been raining, nice surface, get the ball here, there you go. We were like, get the ball, look up, oh, what are we going to do with it? As if we've got time in my hands. And this is even when we were 4-0 down. We were still getting it and slowing it down and looking where we go. Before you get the ball, if you're going to fan it, before you get the ball, the keeper, you have to scan and have a look, see where you're going to play it, get the ball and play it. We get it and then we go, well, I play it there, well, I play it here. Nah, awful. It was awful. I don't understand why Borough hasn't considered bringing in Hannibal from United. I thought he was talking about Hannibal Hector from United before his move, or something of that ilk. A nuisance of a player, and would have been a replacement for Howson going forward. We brought a couple of players in January, and you're talking about another player, midfielder for Howson. What about centre forward? Coleman's meant to have a hernia. Latilaf's injured. We're playing any Tom, Dick and Harry up front. Last night was Rogers, the kid done well, but he's on his own and it's a lost cause. Well done for getting the goal. It was a great finish. Steve Owen Potter says, Bernie, we need to understand that we were really short of options in the side. Severely short of pace in midfield. This is for Steve Owen Potter. And in the final third, we put it behind us and move on. Now, see this move on? I don't buy into that. Did we move on for Rotherham? And were we good enough to beat Rotherham? Of course we were. Forget injuries, lack of pace. Rotherham, worst team in the league. Conceded more goals than anybody. Scored less than the majority. It's an excuse. I agree with some of it, but I don't agree with all of it. And whose fault's that? Is it my fault? Is it your fault? We know we're going to get injuries. We knew the Asian Cup was coming. We're signing players that an Asian Cup's well planned. We know that's coming. The injuries, obviously, some of them, well, got a big enough squad to fill them, but obviously quite clearly and evident now, and maybe Carrick's highlighting it. You know, he was hesitant putting subs on last night. I thought after half-time they went here, 4 or 5, he's on you go. He didn't. He sort of drip feeded them in. But still think we need a solid centre-back. See, again, centre-back midfielder. What about striker? What about scoring goals? If we're playing poor, we still nick a goal. Definitely a quality... Oh, sorry. Sorry, I cut you short there, Steve. But definitely a quality centre forward. Thank God for that. That lad Longstaff's seen the purpose. He does, Steve. And we should be putting the pressure on the club. We're the fans. Come on, what are we doing about this Longstaff? The lot of reporters, did he gain him all the questions? I asked them, why are we going for this kid? Yeah, but what's happening? What's the latest? I don't see anything. I don't read the local rags. I don't buy the papers, any papers. But on social media, I think it'd be aware that Middlesbrough's in, or there's a few. Yeah, let's go. The local reporters are in bed with the club. Let's go to the club, find out what's happening, up to date, genuine stuff, not tittle-tattle. And let's see where we're going. Are we getting a striker? Come on, a week to go. Local reporters, do your job. Get your fingers out. Go and ask them. Some hash. What's happening? We've got a week to go. Are we getting a centre forward? Do you know we need a centre forward? What about the lad Longstaff, local lad, was on your books years ago. We let him go. What's happening? And let's see what they say. We had got to the final and played from the back. Worse than 6. Have we got to the final and played from the... Oh, yeah. So what Timmy's saying is, sorry, Timmy, if we got to the final, meaning against Liverpool, who I think it was 1-8 tonight, wasn't it? But they won over the aggregate, so it's official now. Chelsea v Liverpool, I think it is. Chelsea v Liverpool, and what Timmy's saying is, if we'd have got to the final, we'd have probably get beat more than 6. Liverpool, some team. Well, great tonight, but it did enough. It was men against boys. I said that. Look, that's been said to the team I've played in over the years, and it is an embarrassment, but sometimes that's the way it is. And last night it was men against boys. They've got a few boys as well, but it was men against boys. We have a little break now. Get it out of systems. Still too much to play for this season. We could still have a date with Wembley yet in the playoffs. Adrian, do you honestly believe that? If it stands as it is with the players, no more players coming in, do you believe that? If you do, great. Admire that. But I'll say that I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. I hope I'm wrong. Have we got them? If we don't sign a striker in January, well, for me that's not showing ambition to get promoted. I'll be in the top 6. And if you believe that, I think you're kidding yourself on, you're deluding yourself, and you're hoodwinking yourself. Gary Bickerstaff says, I'd also attempt to get Danny Ings in along with Longstaff with the money for Rodgers. Oh, there you go. That's a great shout. Danny Ings. He's bombed at the minute and he can't get a game. Lost sort of a form when he does get a game. Danny Ings. Been round the block, proven goal scorer. Strong lad as well, good work ethic. I don't know what cost he would be, Gary, but if we get him in Longstaff, my opinion on top 6 would change. It would change, because I think the likes of Danny Ings, he would give a mouthful to guys who's not doing the ball. If it's Jones when he's fit, not getting the ball in, hitting the first man. I think Danny Ings is experienced enough to say, oh, you, get the ball in. First time, get out your feet, get it in. Stop messing about, playing it back, tip-tappy, get it in. As soon as you get it, touch out your feet, get it in. I think something like that would waken a few other players up. That's a good shout, that Danny Ings. I know it's hypothetical and it's fantasy. It's all right saying it here, you have to go and do it as a club. Simply not good enough last night. Too many players out of position, too laid back, too many sloppy passes. But we move on. This is a buzzword in the modern football game, isn't it? It's like through the lines. I played football since I was a kid. I never used the word through the lines ever. It's the buzzword on TV now. Through the lines. Through the lines. Load of old junk. The game's still the same and we're coming up with new words. Back too many sloppy passes, but we move on. That's the buzzword now. To the league and hopefully beating the Mactams. Well, beating the Mactams, Rob, is a stone wall. We want to do that. I agree, Bernie. I think last night would have been a wake-up call to Hackney. He's not at the level yet, David Kay. No! Hey, it's an education for Hackney. Scored the goal, got the praise along with the team against Chelsea. But you're playing big boys and a lot of little international players who cost millions and millions of pounds. Of course they're good players. They're not a good team, Chelsea, but they're great. I mean, Sterling, he can't get in the England squad. He was walking passes last night. Well, he wasn't walking, he was sprinting passes. We couldn't move, we couldn't catch him. We looked as if we were running on treacle. He's like small and nimble and sharp as a razor. And he was taking up the positions, he was hugging the line and saying, give me it. And if he wasn't getting that, his movement, Palmer and Cole were playing it in behind with full back. He was getting on it. Clapp was getting pulled up position. He was dancing by him with his pace and went in. And that's where 3 of the goals came from. Francis Pape says, a break this weekend might not be the worst thing for us. Gives us 2 weeks in the training pitch. Gives us chance to get a few players back and recharge the batteries. We have had a busy schedule. See if we get a few more faces in before the window shuts and go again a week on Sunday. Yeah, hey, Francis, you're right. Go away, lick my wounds. I mean, I seen the team bus. I heard they were meant to get the plane down, but by the wind I heard that they end up getting trained for Darlington. I think they get a train back. So hold on, what was I going to say? So give it 2 weeks in the training pitch, back in charge of batteries. We get a few more faces again. Yeah, I just think we have to lick my wounds, get it out of our system, and go on. But last night, so I seen the team bus, that's right. I seen the team bus yesterday, probably just taking them to the train station the next morning or the hotel and then the train station. And I was thinking, on that bus, well, in my day, I probably would sit in the bus for a couple of hours and no say a word, or the train or whatever. It was bus back then. So distraught and peeved off, especially a humiliation. I'm sure I played in games where we were humiliated and garbage, but it really hurt us. No, I don't know the feelings of players now. I can't talk for players. But for players all around Europe and the world, do they really feel the same way as we did? I do, because I was from up north. Middlesbrough gave him an opportunity, loved the club, they gave him a big chance. I'll never forgive that. Billy Madron, Steve Gibson, I'm forever grateful, in their debt, and the majority of our local lads. And I knew how much they hurt after a game. But did these guys really hurt as much? So I was thinking, then we get back in the bus or whatever, they'll be distraught and gutted. Then I thought, what will they be? What will they be? Maybe some of the local lads will. Will they all? Unfortunately, we have no money, so players will be sold to keep the club afloat. Best we can look at is the Championship with Steve Smith. But in all honesty, it's a good league. It's a good league. Anybody can beat anybody. And listen, I'm not saying we go out and spend. I don't think we've got money. I don't know the financial structure of our club and Steve Gibson, the chief executive. That's their business. I'm only a fan now, like you and a pundit. I'm not expecting a lot of money, but if there's a guy for 1.5 million, that's what they reckon, that's the figure being touted about, and he scores goals and we need a goal scorer, wouldn't you be attracted to that? There's no excuse for not going for somebody at 1.5 million. That's what I'm saying. I don't expect a big name or a household name or a 20 million pound. Those days are over. I totally get that. We're trying to keep afloat, keep competing, and we've did that. But Michael Carrick, I'm looking at Carrick. He must be frustrated. I reckon there's players that we've got that he didn't want and players that he wants that he's not got. And we're still not attracted one player for Man United, even on loan. I find that amazing. If I was at a club for 10 years, I'm sure I'd have contacts to get players up here to play for me short term. I mean, we were talking about Diallo the other week. Nothing's happened. Have I heard the dicky bird about that? Did he say something that he would only go to Sunderland? He's a clever lad, isn't he? Keith Short says, Sky, after the match, asked Carrick about adding a few additions. He totally avoided the question. He has no say. Just a yes man for me. Keith Short, listen, Carrick, I believe he's a lovely guy and he's down to earth. Surely he must have lost it last night. He might be cool, calm and collected, but he must have lost it last night. But no, they're uneducated people out there. The game has... No, on the pitch it's no change because it's still 11v11, same size of goal, same size of pitch. Yeah, maybe go over 90 minutes now, but not a lot, great deals changed. But off the park it has. Mowbray, I'll say Mowbray because we're talking professional rather than pals. Mowbray was the coach at Sunderland. He was getting told to let players go that he didn't want to go. He was bringing in players that he didn't want. But you buy into it. Mugger probably bought into it, but probably overstepped to Mugger's even lost it. And then he gets sacked now, he's got a great job at Birmingham. Carrick, like a lot of the coaches up and down the country, they buy into it. And they don't understand it until they're really in there and they see the pressure and players that they really like, and they're not going to get them. Because the director of football, read about it. That Kieran Scott, I don't know Kieran Scott for Adam. I know what it looks like. I've never spoken to him. He's never looked my way. I've never looked at. No bothered. But I'd love to chat to him and see his role is. He's went in public. He spoke to other people. He's in control of everything, practically everything. So the chairman employs him. He deals with the money man, the chief exec, Neil Bowser, and they're all in tandem. But I keep saying it. If I'm the director of football at a football club, i.e. Speakman up there, who played a part in Sack Mulberry, when the Sunderland fans were singing Bail Out, I felt sorry for Bale. It's not his fault. Somebody wants you and you're getting paid, you're going to go. Providing it's a club and they're a big club, 40,000 odd every week. But they were singing his name, get him out, we don't want you, whatever. It's the guys behind that should be getting the chop. They're making the decisions. But Carrick won't say anything, and if you're saying he's avoiding the question, quite clearly he will be. Because there'll be guys that he wants, as I say, he's not getting. And guys that he doesn't want, he's getting handed. And he's the coach picks the team. So don't cross over with the two. So if I'm Carrick, and I get players I don't want, it's up to me to play them or not. He's still in control of who plays, and the training, he's still in control of that. The backroom staff are looking, the coaches, the director of football, whatever, they're trying to get players that they think they're good enough to fit into the system and the way we play. So going with their opinion, they're handing these to Carrick. No wanting to fail, but they might be cheating, thinking, oh, he'll be able to coach them, and handing them over. But a lot of the times that won't be happening. Do you think Carrick wanted rid of Chubarapon? Of course he didn't. He's no control. Do you think he wants to keep Rodgers? Yes, he does. Has he any control whether he stays or goes? No, he hasn't. You need to wake up, smell the coffee. That's football now. That's not just Middlesbrough. That's football. Me personally, coaching, I couldn't deal in that environment. Somebody's handing me dummies and donkeys and I'm getting hung, drawn and quartered and he's keeping his job and I'm getting sacked left, right and centre. Couldn't hack it. Couldn't go to sleep at night. And that's what's happening. But young coaches, don't forget Carrick's young coach. He's been brought in here to ply his trade. And he's done brilliant last season. Football's amazing. This year, I bet if it was being honest, which nobody's honest these days, and you were shoved a microphone and said, come on, let's be honest, have you been frustrated? Of course you would have been. Are you frustrated now after last night? Definitely. Do you want more players in for the window? Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. But he's not going to say that. You're not allowed to say it when you're in the jobs. It's all bull. That's what I mean. I get former players to talk, and I do podcasts with former players. What's the point in talking to modern footballers now that are still in the game? There's nothing to say. They're boring. They're knocked into shape. Can I say this? Don't say that. You're cherry picked, or you can ask him a question, but it's like the press conferences. I'm talking about the country again. I love focus in Middlesbrough. You get a press conference. There'll be a PR guy says, oh, you can't ask this and don't be asking that and don't say this. It's all controlled environments. Shouldn't have played out from the back with a second tie because I don't think that many goals would have been conceded. I mean, hindsight is a wonderful thing, but once we let the second in and messing about the back, that's when somebody should have went, right, we ain't doing that now. Put it to bed. We're no messing about. We're hitting it long, we're squeezing, we're going to rattle a few of these guys, let them know they're in a game. Nothing. It was, there you go, gold plate, not even a silver. There's a gold plate, just do what you want, mate. Put it in the back of the net. Clark and Engel, poor for me. Well, what was happening, Engel was pushing on. They were playing in behind him. Clark was getting pulled out and trying his damnedest, but no pace. Sterling's quicker than Marca. He was just skipping by him, whipping the ball in and cutting it back. The first one, it came from Sterling, got the ball. He could have shot for an angle, could have been greedy, but he's an international class player and he squared it and they put it in. Well, Johnny Howson put it in. Matt Swatzer talking about Chelsea as if he had played 300 games for them. They soon change. He's at Stamford Bridge. He would, yeah. You're probably wanting for Chelsea TV, Colin. Matt Smith says, Keith Short That's the model we have now. Kieran Scott will identify then, and if the package is right for the club, not the team, the club, bring them in. Carrick's role is to coach them and get the best out of them. That's right. And the system we play. So Mark's obviously up to speed. Excuse me. And get the best out of the system. The players we look at now will generally be younger. Yeah, well, that's quite proven in the summer with all the players, 12 players brought in, all 19 to 21. But that tells me, what that tells me, Mark, that tells me that our academy is not blossoming the way it did in the past. If we're going for players around Europe that's young, what's happening to we've got under 21s at our club. I've not seen any of them coming through. I know Hackney's come through, he's been very good for us and going to make us a right few quid, but if we're starting to go around Europe bringing 12 players in, all run about fairly young players, what does that tell you about the academy? And they've never, ever produced a centre forward. The players we look now generally the younger, potential to be sold on a higher fee. That's exactly. And if you see the latest accounts, turnover 28 million, wages alone 29 million, player sales with an increase in value and effort essential. Totally get it. I'm purely talking as a fan. I always say, Mark, I don't get involved in the financial structure. I know there won't be money to burn in the days of Janino and Rav. That's cuckoo land now. That's long gone. Steve Gibson did magnificent keeping us afloat, keeping us going. Other years, the Carling Cup, the AFA Cup final. Yeah, it's a past. But what a past it is. And the reality is now, he's a millionaire, not a billionaire. These Saudis and all around the planet are coming over, money to burn. I know there's certain fair plays, this and that, but I still expect us to get a forward that can score goals. As I say, I've mentioned 5 million quid. Well, and Piero, he never kicked his ass. He ended up back in Argentina. He came back, I don't even know where he is now. Probably filled in that hole in Linthrop Road with a host of other players. Waste of money. And that's the current crop that brought him in. So we can't defend indefensible when it comes to that. It's like trying to defend our defence last night. Piero was a waste of 5 million quid. And £5 million for us is a lot of money. I get that. I know that. Hi Bernie, if you were the Borough manager, would you ditch passing out from the back? I've said it earlier, Paul. I wouldn't ditch it, but we have to do it sharper, quicker. Get it to the full back. That's my first train of thought. Get it to left or right back. Let it run across the body. Play it up the line. That means bypassing the midfielder into the flank and push up. They don't do that. I never see anybody doing that. I had a number of games outside left under Reich, and I went out there, and that's what I was told to do. If I went deep, I don't know, or the left back, Colin Cooper, would play up the line. And then when I was in the left wing, I'd play up there for the forward to run out and get it and go inside and movement. I don't see that ball being played. I seen a team the other week doing it against us a couple of weeks ago. I thought we never do that. Yeah, so I wouldn't be messing about in the middle of the park. Jack Charlton, God rest him. Big Jack was a long ball man. I played with Republic under Jack for 3 years. I loved him. Everybody loved him. But it's a certain brand of football. And it was long ball. John Aldridge, prolific goal scorer for Liverpool, went to Real Sociedad. Prolific goal scorer. Played for Jack. He scored one goal in about 16 caps, his first 16 games. And I went in the squad thinking, oh, how's he only scored that? Then I played a few games and I thought, now I can see why he's not scored the goals for Ireland. Or as many as people anticipate outside. Because everything was geared for the big lad like Niall Quinn or Tony Cascarino to get the goals. The small striker pulls wide, gets the ball up the flank, lays it back, he puts it in, the big lad gets on the end of it. That was the tactics, that was the plan. So, but messing about the back, I would certainly, in the middle, you're looking for trouble, it's suicidal, we're not very good at it, we're no Man City. I get the idea, we drag the forwards in, we play around them, I get it, sometimes it works, but when it doesn't, and look at the goals last night, I looked at them tonight before I come on here, I watched them live at Stamford Bridge, I watched them over a few times a night. Embarrassing, humiliating, or defending and not to change it in 95 minutes, whatever it was. It's criminal, that is criminal, it's criminal. Rumour has it Ryan Giles is going to Hull. Yeah, I heard that yesterday. Have we got no money? As I say, I can't get involved in it. I just think if I'm talking a budget, a netto type striker, 1.5 million, a gamble, but we've gambled on other players that so-called fitted right and they've not kicked their ass. So I would be wanting this. This lad here was brought to my attention over a week ago. The number of fans that come up to me and said, what about him? And I looked in, I delved into his background, his past and what he's done, and I thought, I see similarities with him and me. Played Northern League, over the age that teams want you. We could get this, he can't fit in. He's too old at 26. Does it matter what age he is when we need to get goals? We need a goal scorer. A goal scorer enhances the whole team. The goal scorer gets everybody excited on in the stands. Oh, he'll get us a goal with the English cut, he'll get us a goal. It's sort of a hero worship. We've got this striker. Look at Alan Shearer, one of the better, we're going from one extreme to the other, but Alan Shearer, everybody loved him. He'd give his lot. You know, he would give his lot for Newcastle. He did score loads of goals, but he gave his lot, sleeves up, battle scrap, head and elbowing. He did the lot, kicked Neil Lennon in the head. He done everything. Fans loved him. We need a figure like that in Middlesbrough. We've not got a figure like that these days. You know, way before me, John Hickton. You know, certain guys I've heard, folklore, John Hickton, big, strong, aggressive. Humble man off it, but on the field, an animal. Everybody loved him. We've not got that type of striker. I think the Dom Shaw from the Echo asked the question to Carrick. Oh, well done, Dom Shaw. David Tommy Walker. But about Longstaff recently, and they said, what do you mean they? If they asked him, and they says they weren't interested in him this window. Wow. Anybody else heard that? So Dom Shaw works for Northern Echo. He's a Gisborough lad. I've seen Dom now and again. I think Dom Shaw from the Echo asked the question to Carrick Borough about Longstaff recently, and they said they weren't interested in him. See how it's they, not he, not me. They aren't interested. So that's a consortium of people. As I say, if we don't want to go for somebody, we can come up with all this tosh. He doesn't run enough, he's not fit enough, he scores goals. We need goals. We've got guys that can do all the other boxes. He can run 50 mile a game, he's great energy, great for goals. Striker is meant to, for me, a striker indicates goals. And if you're not scoring goals, you're not a striker. You're a footballer, you're not a striker. My point is the number one man in the hot seat. My point is number one man in the hot seat. Carrick should be demanding the needs a couple of players, definitely a striker, and pace his need. I'm sure he will. But do you think Carrick's a guy that would go up and cause a bit of bother and confront whatever? I don't know. Maybe he is. Don't be kidded by his demeanour. He may be a totally different animal. I personally don't think he is. I know guys that played at Man United that he's a nice guy, he's a quiet guy, he gets on with it. But, yeah. Hey, Tony Mowbray's the same. Tony Mowbray's not exactly, he's not going to go up and be confrontational and demand things, and he'll last probably, but I don't think... He is the manager at Birmingham, so he's got that far now. He's went from coach at Sunderland to manager at Birmingham, so he's got a good bit of control now. I get what the top boys do. The top boys do it, like Steve Gibson and the chief exec. They're doing it to protect the club and spend as little as possible and get the best, and then sell them on and get quids in, and rather than buying donkeys like Dongut Lee and Rudy Gestead. I get that. There comes a time you go, do you know what? Steve Gibson must go, hey, I backed Alves. This one, that one. How much? Jordan Rhodes, 10 million. I could have said the club 10 million quid. Who brought him in? And I'm not knocking Rhodes. It was your style of playing under Karanka. It never suited Rhodes. It would never suit Rhodes. We killed his career. He'd never really kicked his ass after that. And we killed it. It wasn't him as a player. It was us as a system. How we played. He was never going to fit into our system in a million years. And somebody in the club thought, great idea, let's get that. And when he's come in, Karanka flexed his muscles, went, I ain't playing him. He played him now and again, but he didn't do much. But as I say, these young coaches are buying into, they know what the club's about, our club, other clubs. They know what role they play. They pick the team, they train the team, they don't bring in players and they don't let players go. Keith Short, he will be behind the scenes, I am sure. See what happens this next week. Mark, I hope you're right. Keith Short, the pressure should be on them. Let's put the pressure somewhere else. Like I'm saying at Sunderland. The fans are singing against Beale. Beale was at Rangers. I don't really like Beale when I listen to him talk. I don't think he's got any charm whatsoever. But I felt sorry for him. I just thought, I feel sorry for you. The fans are on your case. You've only been in 4 or 5 games. They're on your case because a lot of them like Mugger, and I get that. Well, what are we going for Speakman, who's their director of football? Give him it. Give him stick. Boo him. Boo the chairman. Why are they booing this guy? He's did what any would have done. Offered a job, took a job at a big club. I hate to say it, big club. Lucia. That's how you pronounce your name. I love watching you on here, Bernie. Always speak common sense. Lucy, I've no brains. It's just common sense I've got. Hope you're well. Hope the big man's doing well. The family's doing well, and all that. Hey, I hope you never watched the game last night, Lucia. Dear God, Telly's probably in the garden now, is it? She's a friend. One of the actresses. She's a real actress. Was in this. Yeah, Steel and Iron, did stuff in London, and yeah. Class, good old Ali Brownlee, Trevor, Kate Lamb. Yeah, that's a true story I told you about the going to Chelsea and bluffing, getting into the car park with the late great Ali Brownlee. We've all shot the rummy. I'll keep going to the end. I've not even read any of them. I apologise. I'm back. When am I back? Well, I'm not back to Monday. There'll be a podcast. I'm doing, how am I doing? I'm doing Keith Houchin. Scored the winning goal in the FA Cup, flying header. Every time you see the FA Cup comes round, flying header. He's a Borough lad. He lives outside the area, but I'm going to go and see him Friday. So that'll be interesting. Stephen Francis, Bernie, I would have loved you to have been involved over the years in the coaching role. My God, you'd have sorted this dire situation. The thing is, Stephen, I read the thing for Warnock the other day. I don't think I've got it. And I've always known it. It's not your coaching ability that brings success to players. It's your man management. Man management. There's some guys that's coached at Middlesbrough, younger level. I met them over the years and I think, no personality. The kids wouldn't listen to you. But they've got jobs. Decent jobs. But then you look, you go higher up with the big boys. Brian Clough. Couldn't coach, manager, knew what egos to stroke, what asses to kick. And that's how he got them playing. Would say things and walk out the dressing room and leave them wondering. That's man management. I've heard a million stories about Sir Alex Ferguson, arguably one of the best in the planet. And obviously lots came from my pal, Pallister. He's told me loads of things. Some I can't repeat, it's private conversations, but some of the things he said and the way man managed players to get them going, amazing. So you need personality in man management. Sam Allardyce has got it, been in the game for years. Harry Redknapp. Mourinho won everything in the game. Never even played the game, but he's won everything. He's got personality, he's got an aura, he's got things about him. He's a nutter as well. He's eccentric and he's loud and he's brash and he's been sacked again. I get all that, but don't just ditch his history. People say, I laugh at the younger generation now. They say, oh, so-and-so the manager, Mourinho, finished. The game's moved on. The game's moved on, but not for the better. And it's moved on because Mourinho cannot say to players now what he got away with 10 years ago, 20 years ago. He can't shout at anybody now. He can't get anybody to scream and say, he can't do that now. So his strength's been taken away. And clubs he's been at, Man United, did they win a couple there? He's definitely won one trophy. He wasn't getting the tools that he wanted because they were controlling him, trying to control him. Then he went to Tottenham. I think the same thing happened. The prime example is before Pochettino came. Postecoglou. Good with names, eh? Postecoglou came to Tottenham. Your man before that, the lad from Middlesbrough, he never signed him. And he came out publicly and says that. The guys behind the scenes would be like, oh no, he's come out publicly and says it. But he says it, he didn't give a damn. But he eventually lost it and lost control and lost his job, but it's frustrating. Ian Wright, Stuart Pearce, both came from non-league. Hey, there's loads of great players, and that's the past, but why are we not doing it now, Giles? Hiya, Giles. Why are we not doing it now? We don't seem to look that way now. We try to nurture them as 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For me, that's a form of child abuse, getting kids into that age. they're all up for it. They've got the Borough kit, the trackie, the mas and dads, or the mothers and fathers, sorry, I thought I was talking to a Glasgow audience. Oh, wee Johnny's great, he's in the academy, he's doing this, doing that. 2 years later, wee Johnny, or 5 years later, kicked out in his backside. Johnny's deflated. Johnny hangs up the boots, doesn't play again. Club don't give a flying. They've moved on. They've got a million kids there. They're lucky if there's one comes through. That's what it is. What about going and getting players like, as I say, in the modern game, the way I came through, and there's loads of players in Glasgow came through, the way I came through, you started at primary school, secondary school, amateur, Northern League, professional, international. I played every level. So that taught me everything. And when I've said this before, but if you're new to joining in, I played with Graham Sharp and on my Everton fame. Me and Sharpie played for Graham Sharp, yeah. Played with Andy Gray, won trophies, whatever. We played it, he was centre forward, I was left half, left midfield. He went to Dumbarton, I was to go to East Stirling. So 2 professional clubs. And this old manager says, these 2, we were the Scottish champions in the Amateur League. And he says, these 2, told the captain, will make it professional. So Sharpie went to Dumbarton. I was to go to East Stirling. But the guy pulled my father and he went, listen, your son's not tough enough to go professional. I would advise you to go Northern League. Up there it's called junior football. And when I heard this, I'm thinking, I might go professional because professional's more attractive supposedly. I went through that, get lumps kicked at me. I used to wear shin pads at the back as well as the front because back then they could tackle for the back. I was getting wiped out, left, right and centre. Scored goals, loved it. I was involved, but by God, it toughened me up. So that for me is a better way in company, getting mollycoddled, the best training facilities, the best grass, looked after the best food, dietitian, sports scientist. This is when you're a young lad, 14, 15, 16. You're getting spoiled. I think Plymouth want around 10 million for Whittaker. Well, that won't be happening, Colin. I don't think for a minute we're going to spend anything like that. If anything, my fear in the semi-final loss will give us a hangover. Phil Autumn. Couple more defeats and we well and truly out of the playoffs. Picture. Genuinely don't think we're good enough. 12 defeats already. Yeah. Is it 12 defeats, 12 victories? No, we've played 27 years. I think the rest are draws. It's something like that, 12 defeats, 12 victories. It's not amazing statistics, is it? I mean, people go overboard. You know, you win a game more, we're going to get promotion. We get beat a game more, we're getting relegated. I think we just need to keep our powders dry. But for me, we're a mid-table, bobbing along championship side. That's what we are. Why? Because we concede too many goals and we don't score enough. We share them around, but we've not got somebody hang your hat on. Graham Atherley says there is a programme coming on, Pep Guardiola chasing perfection. Every club and are trying to copy it. Yeah, they are. With players who can't play out from the back, not good enough. Graham, we know, well, some people might not know, but of course, Pep brought into this country. Man City were winning leagues, they've won European Cups, the football's amazing, brilliant. But now everybody's trying it, and the only thing is, the quality of player, the majority of clubs will never have. The majority of money they've spent, the majority of clubs will never have. So we're all sheep-like clubs trying to get there. You know, this 11 at the back, in the box, defensive corners. That came from somewhere. That's a defensive mechanism. But everybody's doing it now. We seem to be. If we not got minds of our own, Pep came over, mind his own. I'm going to do this, play it for the back. We'll all try it. We're never going to be Man City. You're deluded. You're kidding yourself on. We should be looking for a striker, and does it make sense that we aren't? When does McGree and Silvera come back? Well, I think man's getting knocked out of the... Are they still in the competition? I'll be honest, I've not even watched any of it. I'm not really interested in the Asian Cup, to be honest. I watch enough football, saturated with it. So I don't know the answer, but I think man's getting knocked out. I don't see any reason why they should be staying away. But McGree, don't forget, he's had a turbulent season. In the team, out the team. Question mark, why he's out the team? Then he was in it. And so, I don't know. And Silvera, is he a big loss, Silvera? Has he stamped his authority since he gets signed? I've not seen it. February, I heard this came out. When Australia get knocked out of the Asian Cup, yeah. So it says that He knocked out the bit. I didn't even know they were still in. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on from move on. Laugh out loud. Colin. Yeah, it does my head in. Oh, bad day at the office. I heard somebody last night. Bernie, it was a bad day at the office. I say, so was last Saturday. Rotherham, worst team in the Championship. 24th in the division. Conceded more goals than anybody. Bad day at the office. Tonight's another bad day at the office. No, last night wasn't a bad day. It was a ridiculously bad day at the office. I forgot, laugh out loud. What did I tell you? Oh, Leslie, I thought I'd get away with it. Leslie was giving it big ones on Saturday. You'll get whopped. Leslie's a Borough lad, but he said, Borough will get whopped. I'm putting money on it and we'll see. And Leslie, I have to take my hat off to you. You got it right. But saying that, if you keep going against the Borough every game, you're eventually going to get it right, aren't you? Great show, Bernard. Get yourself on the boxing bags and get that frustration out. David can't wait to get the punching bags, I know. I felt like giving it last night. It was funny, there was a lad near me last night. They passed this ginger kid, was accusing, did I tell you earlier? I had to come away from it. So we're sitting there, surrounded with Chelsea fans. We've been under the bridge. I says Kerry Dixon and whatever, we're doing the talk. All Chelsea orientated. So we're sitting with the Chelsea fans. We've been told to stay stumped. So we sit there and they're banging in the goals. We're just sitting there. And there was this ginger kid, I don't know, about 23 or 24. Looked an arrogant sod and fairly loud and brash, and he must have heard one of the lads that I was with his accent, and he says out loud to his pal, fucking Geordies. So how offensive is that for us Borough fans? Us Teessiders. So anyway, the guy took umbrage. So at the end of the game, one of the lads walked by him and looked at the kid and went, "Oh kid, you ginger hair this lad. Oh kid, do you want me to give you £10 so you can dye your hair?" The guy started sort of shouting and then we were headed off. Bit of banter. Great show, but yeah. The last time we won at Chelsea in 1975 was Jim Platt and goals, Souness and company. But they must have had a bad strike force if they couldn't score by Platty. Dear God. Gary Bickerstaff, it looked on TV like Chelsea had drenched the pitch on the wings beside the 18-yard box. A lot of the time the ball was passed into the area. It slowed up quite quickly. Makes sense with how they used the wings last night. But that's what I'm saying, Gary. We don't use the wings. When the fullbacks, wing backs, whatever, get it, we always try to play it into the centre half, into Hackney or company, come back, play it right. And I get why we do it, but we're not very good at it. And last night highlights how bad we are at it. If we got a level, we'll be put to the sword immediately. And last night, what did you say? They sprayed the pitch. Chelsea, no, they didn't drench it. It was torrential rain during the game. Go on, Benny, where you think we'll end up in the league? Timmy F says it, if you rewind this or in the lounge, we're a mid-table team. I think we'll be outside the top 6. I think we'll stay up comfortably, but I don't really see any drive, ambition and success this season. That's my opinion. I'm allowed to say that, aren't I? That's my opinion. That's my opinion. That's my gut instinct. At least you speak the truth, Benny. David, it's not about speaking the truth. I give my honest opinion. I'm a Borough fan. My boys are Borough fans. One put the telly through the window last night after the segment. Yeah, what's up with keen honesty? Everybody's lying these days. They're all securing their jobs. Oh, we can't say this, we can't say that. We're in bed with the club. I'm in bed with anybody. I'm a Borough fan, former Borough player. Bit of knowledge in the game. Like to give it, thanks to the sponsors. Use joining in. Surely it's about time you had a platform like this where there's a bit of truth being told. It might be my truth, maybe you don't agree, but that's fine, but we're allowed to disagree. But some people know that they're just, when they're opening their mouth, they're telling lies. They don't want to offend, they don't want to lose their job. Surely we have a free Saudis down Parrow Road who would invest in Borough, David Kay. It's a joke. I get it, Dave. I get it. Piero Udinese. Oh yeah, that's good. We paid £5 million and then he heads off to... did we ever get money for him? Is he in loan? Is he... As I say, I've lost track of him. I'm not really interested now in him. It just makes me angry that we spent £5 million on him. I've always shut the run, but we'll just keep it going because once it dries up, then I'll finish. Talking about... who was going to say? Stuani. Remember Stuani? Here we go. Sorry about that. I've moved that. Stuani under Karanka. Karanka was a negative manager. Did well get his promotion up, but he was negative. Boring to watch for me. He used to play Stuani, who came as a striker, just like we were doing with Foz. He's meant to be a striker, but Foz is playing the right. So he plays Stuani out there. Anyway, 2017, I think it was 2017, we let him go. He goes to, was it Girona or Genoa? One or the other. Since he left Borough, I thought he'd finished now. He must be a good age. He's played over 215 games and scored something like 117 goals since I left Middlesbrough. So we never played him up the middle. And he's went abroad. I think he scored against Real the other week. Incredible. Carrick needs to just give up on the tippy-tappy stuff in a box. It invites unnecessary pressure, and it's a quality play to a play. It is. As I say, we get away with it every week. I watch every week. I watch every game. I'm at every home game, watch every away game. And we take chances and risk, and we keep doing it, and it won't. If we mess it up, we get away with it. It's not a goal again, so we go, we'll do it again. And we'll do it again. There has to be a time. As I say, if Michael Carrick didn't change it last night, somebody out there needs to take the bill with on sea. We ain't out of here. We're under the spotlight here, all around the world. Yeah, we've been told to do it, but it's quite clearly not working. We're not very good at it. Scrap it tonight. Let's go for it, and let's change the dynamics throughout the game. Somebody has to stand up and take that responsibility. We brought 14 players this summer, and most would not get a game in Albert Park with the coats down. Oh, that's for Dave Connor, not messing about. Yeah, we've brought a lot of players in. It takes time to settle, Dave. I get that. It took me a year to settle in. But has Michael Carrick get time for 12, 14 players? We're building for the future. Totally get it. We're there to sell on players to make money. I get it. But Carrick won't have time to do that. Carrick won't be here in 4.5 years. Good, bad, and different, he won't be here. I'm not saying I'm a Carrick fan, but he won't be here 4.5 years. And half those players that we signed won't be here, although they've signed contract, they won't be here. For one reason or another. Evening, Bernie, hope you're well, mate. Ian May, cheers, Ian. That Forest manager who was sacked, the Smiler, never played Chris Woods. Now he's playing every week, scoring goals every week. Dave Connor says the ratings in the local rag for last night's game were mainly 4s and 5s. The player of the match were the supporters 10 out of 10. That's an easy cop out. Again, they don't want to get banned for the club, did they? The ratings in the Gazette for last night's game, 4 and 5. What was that? 4 and 5 kicks. I used to give man of the match. I would say, Bernard, who's your man of the match? And I'd say, nobody. Nobody. What do you mean? Sponsors have given us a bottle of champagne. I said, you have it. Nobody deserves it. All right, Dad. Gels is saying, all right, Dad, because, oh, yeah. I was there last night, 1-0 down. We had to realise that playing out from the back didn't work. Maybe change tactics and bring us with John Loon and bring Coburn on. Yeah, don't think it would have changed the outcome, but 6-0 was a bit hard to take. As I say, we knew once we went 2 down, that's 2-1. We're still in it. We're up against it, but we're still in it. But then we just kept doing the same things. As I mean, you might have just joined us, but I heard this quote years ago. I used it when Karanka was here. Albert Einstein, who was a philosopher, I'm sure you heard him. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And last night, for the life of me, I don't know how somebody did not change it. We just thought, we'll keep going, just get beat 6, 7, 8 if it happened, just doesn't matter. We just kept doing the same old stuff. Repetitive. And the Michael Beck charity, is the Michael Beck charity still happening at Riverside? Loads Borough Legends was confirmed, but it'd been a while since updates. Cade, you'd have to ask Michael Beck. It's not going to happen. Somebody asked me that in London yesterday. Don't know how they come up with that. Michael Beck's idea at the time, it was during the lockdown. We were all conned with that. It was during that period. Michael Beck says, oh, we should, to raise money, whatever, we should have a game at Riverside, invite all the legends back, Ravenel and Janino and all these guys. And great idea. Great idea. Was it ever going to happen? Of course it wasn't. If it's his idea, Michael Beck has to get money out of his pocket or his bank, pay for all the players' flights, their accommodation. No doubt some of them will want a fee. Then he'll have to pay for the student at the Riverside. The club ain't going to take it on board. It was his idea. So, never going to happen. Good idea at the time, good intentions. I like Michael Beck. I've met him a few times and interviewed him and played him in five sides. He's a good lad. He's doing very well. I think he's an agent now. But great idea, but never going to happen. Unless you want to fit the bill. Stuani Girona, yeah, they're top of the league above Real. Yeah, he scored against Real the other week, but scored over 100 goals since he left us, and we played him in the right wing. Let's concentrate on the league and the cup. What was a bad distraction? Oh, Leslie, you go and shove up your jacksie. You're having a laugh. Need to put the clock back on an hour, Bernards. I know. I've overshot the runway. That's it. Like, I've overshot it by a long way. What was it? 10 I started. Oh, dear God. Right, listen, thanks everybody. Sorry about not reading them out. I'll read them out. Probably in the Total BS podcast. I'll thank the sponsors again: Galaxy Blinds, Cornerstone Ultimate Windows, Cleveland Systems Engineering, Ocean Light and Dovecot, Fancy Tele Solutions, GRS Installation, TGM Cars. Thanks for the support. Thanks for you for joining in. Yeah, let's lick our wounds, hide under a rock for a day or two, come back revitalised and ready for the Sunderland game. Beat them, we're back on. Brian Clough is watching, that's what it says here. Obviously, I'm finished now, Alfie. He's too late up the borough. Brian Clough, wow. Up the borough, Billy, yeah. So, yeah, Borough fans, we've been here before. We've got walked before in the past when I played, before I played, after I played. It happens, we've all got an opinion, but we're all Borough fans at the end of the day. We're all chasing the same rewards and want the same thing. But last night was embarrassing. Even the most blinkered, sycophantic, dyed-in-the-wool Borough fans, if you defend last night, then you cannot defend indefensive. Anyway, that's it over. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting involved. Up the Borough. Don't come out with this, keep the faith, and let's move on. And the lines, what a load of garbage that is. Play between the lines. When did that come into the game? Cheers. Thank you very much. Cheers.